All right. So, guys, welcome to another episode of our Indie Talks edition. Today we have such a special guest. I'm super excited. Danielle and I
Yes, legendary.
here. I mean, legendary R&B, just pure, heartily soul R&B. Okay. So, guys, for those who are tuning in, you already know I am just one of the hosts, Aasha Redway, and my beautiful co-host,
Danielle.
all right, so today we have in the building no other than, like we said, just the purest of R&B. So two gentlemen, David and Devontae of Ruff Endz. Welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. He keeps getting Devontae, but it's actually Dante. But I'm not mad at Devontae. They were some legends. We kind of look up to, the legends in the game. So
I apologize. I am so sorry. Welcome.
No worries.
Thank you so much. So, guys, we're going to jump right into it because, I mean, we're just very, thankful for you to be sitting with us and talking with us. We're excited about this new album that's coming out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Next week, Friday.
Next week, April 2nd.
Yes, ma'am.
So guys, I just want you to go ahead and just, talk about, because you're from West Baltimore, just talk about, really lightly, just kind of touch on being from West Baltimore, starting in music and, just start there.
Indeed.
How you doing? My name is Dante, one half of Ruff Endz. Growing up in West Baltimore, I'm gonna definitely say it's like the equivalent of diamonds being born in coal. You know what I'm saying? It has its beauty to it, but then it's a rough environment. You know what I'm saying? Hence the name Ruff Endz. You know what I'm saying? So, one of the reasons we stuck with the name Ruff Endz is because we wanted to portray that. We wanted to portray the image of not all bad things come out of bad places, or not all grimy things come out of grimy places, so to speak. So Baltimore definitely is a real eye-opening experience. So
very interesting place.
It's either going to tear you down or it's going to build you up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I was just telling somebody last night, when all else is said and done, you got to understand that it's your movie, and you got to determine what kind of movie it's going to be, regardless.
Absolutely.
You got to determine who you're going to play in the movie. So if you're going to be the victim, you think you're the victim, you're the victim. If you're going to play the hero, then you're going to play the hero. Feel me? So life in Baltimore definitely made Ruff Endz who Ruff Endz is in a lot of ways. So.
Of course, it definitely shaped you. I mean, you guys, I mean, definitely to hear your music. I mean, and if we're, for 2021 and your music still, definitely resonates within, R&B and just with, those who grew up with the music, and then also now other generations really catching on to the music. I mean, it's amazing. So first of all, thank you for giving that to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You said something about pure R&B. Why'd you put that in the title? I mean, because you just struck a chord when you said that. Why'd you say that, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, so I hope that's a good thing. I say pure because I'm such a music head. I'm pure R&B because I feel like as of the 90s are so different in 2000, early 2000s, so different of a style of music than what it is now. We don't, as a millennium, you done been through, the 80s style of music, 90s, 2000s, and now this era of music of which, the Gen Zs are growing up in. And when I say pure, I mean, it's just, I'm thinking lyrically, melodics and production and things of that nature. And I feel that you don't get that as much now. And something that has substance, you don't get that as much now as you did back then. So that's pure for me, in my opinion. So that's my breakdown.
You see that right there? You see that? You ever been in church and see people do that?
Yes,
I just felt it in my soul, Oh my, hey now. Woo! This songwriter know what they talking about. Thing, she don't just listen to the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She know what she talking about. Go on now, preach now.
That was a word.
That was a word. Actually, that was an R&B word.
I actually have a question. Like, while we're on the topic of like pure R&B and music, like R&B today, what are some artists that you guys like maybe listen to today? Like new R&B artists that you feel are like doing their thing.
I love Chris Brown, man. I'm a Chris Brown fan. I think he is a representative of the both worlds, of doing new and still doing old. I mean, he's a beast. You know what I mean? He's an R&B beast. And so I like people like Chris Brown. I think who else we got? There's some females that I really don't know their names. That's really good. I love Jasmine Sullivan, but I don't really consider her new. You know what I mean? Like there's some new people, but I really don't know the names like that. I just know the song when I hear like that's my song. I like that. But I like Justin Bieber. I know his last album, that ETA record he had on there was, I became a Justin Bieber fan when I heard when he came out with that album. He done grown up on me with that. So
you're a Bieber,
R&B, you know, so.
Got it.
I like a lot of out right now, actually, me personally. I like everybody from Morel, his joint Quicksand. Yeah. That joint Quicksand blew up fast. I'm gonna quicksand, I'm gonna get mad. That joint is fire. Gabrielle, I like her. I like
love her.
I like her. What's my girl? Janae
Aiko.
Janae Aiko.
Oh, Aiko. I love Aiko.
Yeah.
What's my girl though that from overseas that wear the mohawk?
Oh gosh.
Estelle?
You know about
I know who you're talking about.
Monet. Something Monet. Jay Monet. Something Jessica. Something Monet.
I know who you're talking about. Oh my God. I can see her face and I can't think of her name. Look at that on the spot. But I know exactly who you're talking about.
But to make a long story short, I'm definitely a music fanatic because I'm into lyrics and melody and concepts. I like concepts too. So there's a lot of artists I really rock with out there, new artists. But yeah, man, it's levels of music. Put it like that. That's why I can appreciate. Right. I know it's levels of music. It's levels of R&B. You got Chris Brown, but Chris Brown ain't the same as Nat King Cole because it's two different levels of music.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
True.
So both
R&B. You feel me? So
thank you so much for that. Oh my gosh. So I know we talk about R&B, and then I kind of want to touch base a little bit because you guys, like we said, legendary and phenomenal music. And we have the new album that's coming out next Friday, right? Rebirth. I kind of want to touch base, like, back in the late 90s, going to the 2000s really quickly. You dropped your first album, Love Crimes, first single, No More. And then the second album, and then Someone to Love You. Where do you see, where would you put this, I guess, how would you define, your growth between creating your first album up until this point of now getting ready for your upcoming album, The Rebirth?
I think it would be our life experiences, man. I'm 45 years old. I'll be 45 in August 25th. Virgo. Hey, so you know what I mean? I got a lot of life, a lot of experiences, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of wow, I didn't know that. Learning about myself, learning about my fears. Like, this is a lot, you know what I mean? We can go on and on. So, and coming to a place, you couple that with everything that's happened in the world. One of the things I'll bring up is how we got back together, which is I think is always a good story to tell because it was a divine design. It had nothing to do with us. Like, you seeing two guys that when we got back together, it was like, okay, this was not normal. You know what I mean? So I hadn't seen, let me explain this to y'all. I hadn't seen Dante in a while, and I'm gonna try to be fast. So it was years we haven't talked, whatever. But, we are brothers still, you know what I mean? So he's always coming up in a conversation. And in this moment, I was actually in the car and I was talking about Dante. Meanwhile, Dante is actually on the phone talking about me at the same time to someone. So let me explain. We're in a part of Baltimore called Pikesville, Maryland, where there's a lot of Jewish people in this area. And on Saturday, they are like walking with the families, and then, you know, it's the Sabbath. So they are walking, they're not doing no work. Everybody walking. And Dante, the day that he decides to actually walk in this area is the day that I meet him, which he never really walks in this area. You know what I mean?
Right. So,
and I'm driving, and it's not a part of a town where we, you know, when this ain't round the way, if you will, you know what I mean? So I'm talking about him. I'm like, I'm driving around, and forget where I was going, but I was like, see this person, man? Sometimes when I'm, you know, out and about, I see Dante everywhere. I look at, you know, I go to the mail room, there goes Dante there. I go somewhere, I go to McDonald's, Dante at the daggone whatchamacallit. And I turn the corner and I see somebody, and I'm like, see this guy right here? Because he actually kind of looked like Dante. I was like, see this guy right here? This guy even looked like Dante. Not knowing that when I said that was actually Dante. Now we're going to cut to the story and go to Dante's conversation. Dante is on the phone with a woman that was at a show that he did with another guy doing Ruff Endz, because, you know, people still want to hear no more shopping sprees and someone to love you. So he has another guy in the group filling out for me, and the girl is getting on him about getting back with me. She's like, he cool, but y'all are different animals on the stage, and you need to get back with your partner. And she's going on and on. And Dante listening to her, and he like looks over from his peripheral, because, you know, when you from round the way and you see somebody, a car stop and somebody get out, you instantly gonna look, you know what I mean? Make sure everything is good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he like, and look, he's like, he's trying to get a break in the comment. He's like, hold up. You were not gonna believe this. While you're talking to me about David is actually running over to me right now, like a scene out of a daggone Puffy video of one of them movies, slow motion running across the field. And that was it. Like, we hooked up. And when we both talked about, he was like, yo, I'm on the phone talking about you. I was like, man, I was just talking about you. And it was the rest is history. So you're seeing what this group is really the restoration of a friendship, of a brotherhood. Yeah. So that's the foundation of our music. And that's why, you know, this album is so dear to us, because it's just David and Dante. You know, we both wrote the album. I produced it. And this is all heart and soul, love and pain, all about, you know, our perspective, you know, on everything. And when we got back together, let me let you know, our city, this is at a time when Freddie Gray had lost his life, rest in peace. You know, Breonna Taylor, all of these things was happening in the world. So when we got together, we decided to make music that uplifts our community. We decided not to be a part of the problem anymore. There's too much music out there that really tears down our community and don't help our young girls and don't help our young boys. And we wanted to make music to really change the narrative on Black people. So that's why you got songs like Congratulations. It was all birthed out of that new perspective, a new place.
Yes, no, we thank you for that.
Thank you so much for that. My goodness, that's what we need in our communities, in our world. And speaking of Congratulations, so Congratulations, it has been the second single release off of the album. I will want you guys to kind of, you know, I believe your first single, Be the One, which I love. So guys, like I said, we're super hype about this release. So please dig into basically, you know, what should we expect on this fifth album?
So okay, this fifth album is a reflection of us with wisdom and growth and understanding. So let me start there. Let me say that definitely since we got back together, it's been our mission to label our projects like our last project. We labeled our last project P for positive. Like, if you look at the project, it's a P on the front for positive. You feel what I'm saying? And that P represents our album I could take my woman out with. We could have a night, a romantic night, or whatever, one of them kind of nights with that same album. I could play around my daughter as 15. I could play around my mother. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's the class of R&B that we come from. Whereas though the writer and the producer took enough time and love to make sure that I could play that album around whoever I wanted to play it around and still enjoy it. To me, that's the base of R&B and what the 90s R&B is built on and all of that kind of stuff. But it's not easy all the time because it takes ingenuity. You can't just say, listen, girl, I want to come over. And, no, listen, I was thinking about you all day and I wanted to come over and hug you and whisper in your ear.
Gotta warm up to it.
Foreplay, man.
It's like foreplay.
That's a big difference. You can ask things a million different ways, but it all falls to choice. How do you choose to come off? How do you choose to come off? So songs, this album, and songs like one of our favorite songs, which is Congratulations, which talks about basically moving on and changing the narrative from breaking up, because breaking up is a harsh thing. It's like I'm breaking the window, you broke your arm, you like, you know, it's brash, it's you know what I'm saying?
Connotation.
Right. To move on is the grown-up way. So I don't care if you're 20 or 70, you feel me? A lot of people are not mature enough to really control their emotions and feelings, because we all have emotions and feelings. I don't care who you are. That's just a side effect of being human. You know what I'm saying? So it's the thing of how you express them, how you deal with them, how you let them out. So congratulations is a big part of saying, listen, it's things I love about you, it's things you love about me. We might even be in love or love each other, but I know we're not right for each other. You feel what I'm saying? So it's best that we move on. You feel me? It ain't even about breaking up. It ain't about you being a bad or a good person. Nobody's to blame. You feel me? I'm just the way I am, and you're the way you are. You're not wrong for being the way you are, and I'm not wrong for being the way I am, but we just don't mix. So why not congratulate you for moving on? Why not congratulate you if you found the man or the woman that you think is right for you? That's just a grown, and I feel like, I'm gonna say a classic R&B way and a grown R&B way to go about it. You feel me? So if we're gonna be the narrators for your life, if we're gonna be the soundtrack for your life, we gotta take responsibility with the music that we're putting out. You feel what I'm saying? And
no, definitely. I loved everything you just said about it. It's just as far as like being an adult about it, and just like, okay, well, you moved on. Congratulations. I love that whole explanation, because you know, a lot of people, sometimes they get very bitter about relationships that just don't work, or they harbor on for so long and they just don't know how to move on. But instead of maybe like focusing on yourself and trying to like level up or do better in certain things, like, you know, okay, congratulations.
I want to tell you all of that. No, that's we got to grow past that, especially us as people. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We had enough of that. We
had enough of it. And it's not serving. It's like, we're at a special time right now. There's a climate in Black people at large, worldwide, that's there. You know, there's something that we all feel it. You know what I mean? Right. And it's a place where we really need to heal right now. More breakup songs that's on the negative side, we didn't heard them all. We didn't wrote them ourselves. We didn't been there. We didn't heard 1,000 R&B. We love drama. You know, Black people, we love some drama, though. But it's time to really take a different perspective on it, you know. Right. And I said, like Dante said, it's the grown man perspective of it. What I realized is that true love does this. It holds you. But if you want to go, you can go. You understand? It's going to help you. If you want to jump, it's going to go like that. True love ain't when you try to go, it's going to hold you back. No. And when I really got that perspective on love, I realized that everybody's trying to get to that place of happiness. And you need to give them your blessing and move out the way. You know what I mean? And that's what, you know, congratulations is really touching on, the grown man perspective of it. That's seeing that this is part of God's plan, like the song said. We was arguing for nothing. You know what I mean? I don't know why we was arguing, girl, but I love you. I want you to be happy. I see you got your new man and your new relationship. You're married now. Wow, amazing. You know, we was no good for each other, but we good now in the place of where we are now. So
I love that.
Absolutely.
I definitely love that. Go ahead.
I actually have a question as far as like your new album is called Rebirth. So what does Rebirth mean to both of you?
Wow. This is the first album since we've been on this new label. Shout out to SRG Universal. SRG is the new home of R&Bs. Let me throw that in there. We got everybody from Stevie Wonder to Raheem Devon, Vivian Green, After Seven, Brian McKnight, Sean Stockman. I just had to give my peoples a shout out.
Listen,
as you should.
indeed.
The Rebirth is definitely a rebirth after 2020. We all got a little rebirthing to do after that.
Absolutely.
I agree. I agree.
Some of us still in the incubator.
Rebirth, rebuilding, re-emerging, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Claude from SRG, the man over there that he came up with the name for us as well, but we felt like it fit perfect. And it represents us. It represents us. It represents our brand of R&B. It represents our brand of storytelling, you know, because we're writing the soundtrack to people's lives. Like, and this is a serious thing. When you're a writer and a creator, you take it very seriously. You know, I don't want somebody or me or David to give his son or me giving my daughter something of poor quality. So 20 years down the line, it falls apart. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I give them something that's going to last and stand the test of time. So for us, Rebirth is a part of that process because David produced the whole album. We both wrote it. And this is raw Ruff Endz. This is definitely Rebirth. This is us right here, baby. Yeah. Man.
I love this energy.
I love it. I love the energy. I'm super excited. Can't wait. All right. So guys, those who are listening, remember April 2nd, which is next Friday, please support. Definitely get support. Okay. Guys, so I have one more question. Because first of all, congratulations on, 20 years up to 21 years into the game, into this industry. I mean, is there anything that you would have done different? I guess the way I want to put it is, what would you tell your younger selves?
Don't stop writing, don't stop producing, network, take advantage of every opportunity. Don't sleep, you know what I mean? Because when you hot, that's when you're supposed to just not sleep. You know what I mean? But sometimes you feel like, all right, I'll be still doing this, you know what I mean? And it's gonna be, it ain't going nowhere kind of a thing. So I would definitely would have taken advantage of way more opportunities than I had, and I would have worked 3 times as harder than I did. And I'm a hard worker, but I would have worked even harder, So, but again, I think at the same time, I believe that everything happens for a reason, you know what I mean? And I'm where I'm supposed to be, and everything, all my failures have definitely taught me everything I need to know so that I can move forward in wisdom and in love this time around,
Oh,
absolutely. Dante?
I'm an information junkie. I gotta say that. I've been that way forever, but I would definitely say I would have focused more on that information seeking in the music business. And I encourage anybody that's getting into the music or the industry in any way, whether it's acting, whether it's voiceovers, which I'm messing with some voiceovers too.
Okay.
To learn as much as you could possibly learn, because you don't gotta wait for the answer. You ain't gotta look to somebody else like, why you ain't tell me that? Like 20 years down the line, whatever years down the line, when you know yourself, when you found the information out for yourself, is power. It's power in knowing, it's power in knowledge. You feel me? And that's the truth. So I definitely would have or tell my younger self to educate yourself on what to do, so you'll have the steps already mapped out 20 steps ahead. You know what I mean? So I want to give y'all a shout out though. I don't know how much time we got. I just want to give y'all ladies a shout out for what y'all doing. Y'all inspire us, definitely. And y'all make us relevant. And we want to say we appreciate, we got mad love for y'all, mad love for y'all, just helping to keep us relevant. You know, there's a lot of places where we don't reach. A lot of artists don't reach, you know what I'm saying? So y'all doing what y'all doing right now means the world to groups like us, and we just want to say thank you. We appreciate y'all ladies.
Yes, no, we appreciate you for coming on.
Because if it wasn't for, you know, we wouldn't have known, true music. We wouldn't have known, and to be able to still, play this music and then hear you continue your journey and be able to teach our children and have our children listen
and be an influence
and be an influence, and just and for you down the line just to be classic music, that's amazing.
That's still relevant today.
Exactly, that's relevant. So first of all, thank you, and gentlemen, once again, we just thank you so much for joining us on our platform. And really, once again, guys, Rebirth. Okay, listen,
Rebirth. And if I can say this, let everybody know to go to www.srgstore.com. If you want to get yourself for any of the old-fashioned, if you still got a CD player, there's some people that still want CD. I went and bought all the Jodeci stuff on CD. I got the whole Boyz II Men collection just for myself. So if you want the Ruff Endz collection to add to your Ruff Endz collection, go ahead and head over to www.srgstore.com. And we've got an autographed postcard that we're going to send you as well. April 2nd is the album release, but also the single Be The One, the visual for Be The One is going to be premiering as well, April 2nd on Vivo. And we've got some live performances coming up where we're going to be performing the new album. We're excited about that. So stay locked into our Instagram and our Facebook, which is @official Ruff Endz.
Shout out to our management, Terry Harvey, also managers like Charlie Wilson and people like that. Love him. He's seen a vision and definitely made it possible for us to come back. So shout out to the team and all of that too. So
shout out and thank you. And once again, we are super excited that you're back. I mean, we're just excited about everything that you're going to be pursuing. And we wish you nothing but the best, and keep it going. Please keep it going.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Yes.
We see y'all queens real soon.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, we will.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, and enjoy your evening.
You too.
Right.
See you soon.
Keep smiling.
Thank you. We will.
Love it.
All right. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our special edition of our Indie Talks, and that was David and Dante, I'm sorry, with R&B legends, okay, of Ruff Endz. So guys, you already know what the deal is. I'm one of my hosts, Aasha Lewis Redway, and Danielle hopped off. But guys, tune in 7 p.m. We'll be going into our indie artist interview with Toot. So guys, you already know what it is. Real music, real style, real people.